There's an action going on tomorrow in New York City. So this is all the stuff that people might not know when it comes to the rail workers, and the union Teamsters are showing up big with a coalition rally on Wednesday at Grand Central Station in New York City. They're pointing out the fact that rail workers don't get sick days, that they have ridiculous schedules that they have to keep, and they're having a rally in support of that. Recently, they laid off 45,000 workers. Railroad companies in first 3/4 of this year made $21.2 billion in profits. Yet they're telling their employees they can't have a sick day. So here to talk with me about this, you know him before. He's been on the show. He is a freight rail conductor and co-chair of Railroad Workers United. Please welcome back to the show, Gabe Christenson. Gabe, good to see you again, man.
Good to see you, Ron.
Thanks for taking some time to join us. So since we last spoke to you, it was before Congress and Joe Biden did what they did. So let's start there. Let me get your thoughts on what happened. Were you surprised? What is your reaction? Are you happy, sad, angry, a little bit of everything? How you feeling?
A little bit of everything. This whole time leading up to the potential strike, I'm a member of SMART, and we made our voices known that the tentative agreement wasn't up to our likings and stuff. And we voted it down, so it was really disheartening when Joe Biden put the statement out. And I think you would have seen a wider margin of people voting no with this agreement. But this has happened so many times, and you hear it all the time. People say, oh, well, they're just going to force us back to work anyway. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's frustrating because it takes away our biggest bargaining chip, which is our right to take away our labor, So it was really disheartening. And then the vote in the Senate really destroyed everybody. I've been trying to talk to my members and stuff, people that, in my terminal and everything, and explain to them, because they don't even know that. A lot of them don't realize that the tentative agreement was forced on us. Right. We have a Democratic vote. Every member gets a vote on whether we want the agreement or not. It was voted down, just like the signalmen and maintenance way and the Boilermakers and everything like that. So to have this happen after we've gone so many years of navigating the RLA and everything like that was just a slap in the face. And then to top it off, Bernie Sanders and a handful of progressives really pushed the issue for 7 paid sick days. We have no sick days. I know that a representative from the AAR came out and said that all carriers have some sort of sick days for us, and that's a complete lie. I think they may have been referencing what we call PL days, or personal leave days, and you actually have to work to earn those the prior year. And what those are is we don't have holidays. So it's kind of to replace the holidays that we don't have. It's a day that we can use. We can try to use, we try to prearrange them or try to use them. And our carrier says, nope, there's a manpower issue. So you can't use them. And I've told people before, they said, oh, well, you guys got one more personal leave day in this tentative agreement. And I said, they could give us 300 days, but if I can't use them, what are they worth? If they say there's a manpower shortage every time I try to use one, they're not worth anything. So losing the sick days, that was huge. I know people were texting me, telling me they were watching the Senate hearing. And I mean, a large number of people were just waiting to see what happened, and I don't know, everybody's pretty upset about it.
Were you expecting, as soon as they decoupled the sick days, were you expecting, okay, they're going to try to force us back to work, and they're probably going to nix our sick days too? Right. And had the sick days somehow gotten through, would you have felt, I don't know, I don't want to say would you be fine with it, but would you be what would your reaction have been had the sick days gone through? Would you have been okay, we'll take this for now and fight another day? Or would you still be this is totally insufficient? Where would you have been had that happened?
I mean, it would have been a little bit of a kicker, you know what I mean? But the thing I'm most upset about is that they threw our votes out and forced this tentative agreement on us. You know, and sick days are just a small part of what everybody's been fighting for this entire time, you know. And my, I don't know, the 7 sick days would have been awesome. You know, it would have taken a lot of stress off people. I have kids. I would have been able to use those to take care of my kids if they were sick. You know, if I don't know, it would have taken some stress off, most definitely. And I would have preferred them to get put in that way if they weren't going to be in the actual tentative agreement. I wish they would have been put in this way, because I'm sure you've seen the headlines where there's actual shareholders in the different railroad companies that are trying to put a vote to the shareholders, like at the spring shareholder meeting, to give us sick days. The issue with that is, um, it would probably be up to the discretion of the company. And for 19 years, I've seen them manipulate and take things away uh, throughout my career. So unless it's in an agreement, you know, this should all been negotiated with my union originally. You know, they put Marty Walsh and everything to make the last minute tentative agreement, but you're having to force a company to negotiate in good faith. And it's extremely frustrating. You know, they go in there and they're not willing to give an inch, you know.
I'm getting frustrated just listening to you tell me about this. I mean, this is freaking nuts, dude. Like this is horrible.
And it goes, what's upsetting with Biden's statement and everything too. He didn't want the sick days in there. He said he didn't want any caveats, no poison pills, anything like that. So
Which
I don't know.
isn't that so telling? He didn't want any poison pills for the companies, but he was fine with you guys taking poison pills down the gullet with no end. He
Right,
was fine with
exactly.
that.
And until politicians and until other people are willing to let us use our tools to get what we deserve, it's going to be the same thing over and over, because the carriers are going to go into negotiations, they're going to stonewall, and they're just going to wait for Washington, D.C. to force us to take whatever they decide, you know, we deserve. And they have no idea, because they've never been in our shoes. You know what I mean? They've never had to do and go through what we do, you know, to keep this economy running. And I keep saying, if we're so detrimental to this economy, then why can't we get paid sick days? You know, why can't we, you know, get stuff that a lot of other industries have, you know? Um, it's really frustrating. The only good thing that I could say that's come out of this entire time is you saw so much passion from our members, and so many people were getting involved. And that's really uplifting to me, to see so many people taking initiative and getting involved with the union and what's going on with us and stuff. So if there was one good takeaway from this, it would be that, you know, that it really brought a lot of us together. There's a wide range of people's political views that I work with, and, you know, across the system and everything. And that was all put to the side. Just, we had a common goal, you know what I mean? And I hope it continues on, you know, because even though it was a defeat, you know, I mean, if we continue fighting together and staying united, hopefully the next go around won't be like this. You know, we're less than 2 years away from negotiating our next 5-year contract. So, um, you know, time will tell. We're going to keep fighting for what we deserve, you know.
Well, one last question I got to ask, and you know, you can just speak as an individual and share whatever you want to share. Do you think there's a chance we could see a wildcat on December 9th?
I haven't heard of anything, you know, and the union most definitely doesn't promote a wildcat strike or anything like that.
Okay.
Where I'm at, I have not heard anything about that. Somebody, I've had people tell me they've seen things on message boards and stuff like that, but I don't know if those are actual railroad workers that they were reading, putting comments up or anything. So as far as my experience, I have not heard anything like that. There's quite a few solidarity movements out there. People getting behind us and, wanting to push our message. And I'd like to tell everybody who's listening, we all really appreciate like how much public concern has been out there for us. You know what I mean? We're kind of, people don't think about, oh, there's people on those trains or what they're going through. And, you guys, the media, I mean, has helped so much in pushing our messages and our fight out there,
What's the best way people can help?
I tell people all the time, if you want to see what we're going through as railroaders and get information, and not just with railroad issues, with other unions that are, organizing or getting ready to go on strike and everything like that, go to RW or railroadworkersunited.org. I believe Labor Notes might have put up a GoFundMe page to help, raise money to, fight for the causes that we're involved in and everything. So people can go look at the GoFundMe page too, or they could be solidarity members with RWU, even if they don't work in the railroad industry.
Well, Gabe, thank you so very much for your time. And I'll mention your Twitter handle to everybody. It is at Christenson Gabe on Twitter. That's at Christenson Gabe on Twitter. And again, that URL, everybody, is railroadworkersunited.com. That's railroadworkersunited.com. .org, excuse me, .org. Railroadworkersunited.org. All right. Thank you so much, Gabe. And, keep on fighting the good fight. And any way we can help, please do not be shy.
Right on. Thank you so much. And it's been good talking to you.